is, what it is that the PDP is doing, what it is that the PDP will do to its member, who, against all odds, is a member of the APC cabinet and still a member of the PDP, but is in the cabinet of the APC. What does that mean? Is that a unity government? Is that some level of indiscipline in the party? And if it is indiscipline, what is the party doing to, discipline its members who have gone AWOL? Now, don't forget that this same person, former governor Yesem Wike, who was minister of the FCT, is still a member of your
Yeah.
party, led the G5 governors that literally brought down the party during the 2023 general elections. What are these? What is this? What is happening within your party, and how do you intend to, salvage the party?
Thank you again once more for having me, on your platform. I will tell you the honest truth. I'm disappointed. Um, it's disappointing, especially for members of the party, when things like this happen, and it seems like nobody could, or nobody is capable enough to call the party or call, members to order, especially any members. For me, I don't think that it's something that is or something that anybody should condone, especially when we have a case in court and we have a very solid case like that, a very strong case that we are hoping that the judiciary will likely give justice to that matter, because we have a very, very, very solid case. And then things like this is happening, it just shows for me a lack of trust, betrayal, and then indiscipline in the party, and impunity. It's not something that anybody should be proud of, even if you're a member of APC. I don't think it's in the best interest of APC for them to have a weak opposition, because you cannot take away the role of an opposition party. The opposition party is that political party that can help absorb the frustration of the people, the citizens, and then they channel that frustration to the opposition party and air their mind, and they expect that the opposition party will now, in its duty, pour that same frustration to the government in a more political, defined manner, because every political party has a stake in the country. So you will not want the country to go up in flames. But when you destroy a political party or an opposition party because you do not intend to have any opposition to your government, what you only do is give room for chaos, and you give room for the citizens to be able to ventilate their anger directly to the government without any opposition party, because in the eyes of the citizens, they would likely feel that there is no opposition party that can come to their aid or speak on behalf of them. And once citizens start challenging government, it sometimes leads to anarchy, like what we saw what happened during the NTAC protest, precisely what happened in Lekki, because at the time they felt citizens got fed up and they felt that they couldn't take it anymore, and they had to now channel their anger to the government, and we saw how it happened, how it ended. So for a strong democracy, you need a strong opposition party, and it's sad that people are trying to derail the opposition party, or even try as much as possible to muzzle or even whittle down the powers of an opposition party because they just want to be in government. For me, it's sad.
Well, we're still seeing, things play out in the PDP that many people have described as, things that should not be seen from an opposition party. Just a few days ago, when the ministers were, inaugurated, we saw a governor of the a PDP governor, going ahead to congratulate and celebrate Governor Yesem Wike, and even say, he's one of those who has laid indelible marks in the sands of time. Now, would this be the way that most other PDP governors should begin to go? Also, considering the fact that Governor Umar Fintiri is of Adamawa State is one of the, is considered the godson of the presidential candidate of your party. Now, would your party continue to condone such levels of betrayal and what people would call insubordination?
Honestly, my brother Prince, I won't lie to you. It's a disgraceful and embarrassing display of, in quotes, showmanship, or shows display of friendship, if I want to use that word. There's nothing wrong if someone is your friend and congratulating your friend. There's nothing wrong. But the fact that in quotes, your godfather and your party, and this is somebody that stood with you when everything that happened in Adamawa, we all saw what happened. But this is someone that stood with you against all time. So he was almost out. And for him to have behaved the way he did, sending a congratulatory message to Wike, this is somebody that antagonized, insulted, did all manners of things to your principal. And then you are now congratulating him that he sabotaged his own political party to another political party to win. You could do that privately. You could have called him privately and said, "Oh, congratulations." And to go on Twitter and then go on newspaper to send a congratulatory message to Wike. For me, it's just the height of betrayal. And it shows the level at which the PDP right now is. For me, I just believe that probably maybe it's because of the court case, and that's why a lot of people are still quiet. They just want to see that this court case is done and dusted. And then I'm sure that members of the party, real members of the party, will now start to now kick off and decide to take back their party, because everybody is just being respectful, because we are hopeful that the election is going to be, annulled. So, and that's why we are just being quiet, if I'll use that word. I think that's why a lot of members.
But can the PDP come out of this? Can the PDP bounce back from this?
Of course,
the PDP has lost several
see.
grounds. The states where the PDP used to control, some of the states are no longer under the control of the
So
PDP.
let me tell you something, and I need you to understand this. Right, mistakes have been made, especially from say 2022 thereabout, when likes of Peter B. For me, and I know that conversations that are going on. PDP is a big part. I need you to understand this. PDP is still the biggest and strongest opposition party today, with over 100 members in the House of Reps, and you saw the number of senators that we possess in the Senate. It's still a strong political party, and I can tell you for free, the APC is going to see. There's so many things going on in the APC that they are not going to say now, because Tinubu just got into power, and then a lot of people are just still suppressed and just keeping it to themselves. For me, what the PDP needs to do right now is to reform itself. It needs serious reform. Make the party friendly to especially young people. Show that you have discipline in that party. You don't need to have 22 governors for anybody to respect. Labour Party showed us something that you don't need to have too many governors for a people to believe in that cause. People didn't have one. I don't think he had one governor to win prior to the election, and we saw how well he performed. So you don't need all those big governors. All the people want to show that you're doing the right thing, and that's why a lot of people are disappointed that the party is not showing the right way in terms of leadership. But I believe that many of these things would come to a halt the moment the election petition cases are over. Because the reason why you see some of these things going on is because everybody is just quiet. They just want to see how the election petition cases will play out before anybody now decides to fight for the soul of the party. And that's the general feeling, because when you speak to leaders, this is the general feeling. People don't feel, let's allow it to remain, allow the sleeping dog lie. Let's finish this matter that is in court. We have a very strong case, and we would not want to jeopardize our case. So for me, I think that's the feeling. So I don't believe that the PDP is a weak. PDP is not a game. I don't know if you understand. PDP is the oldest, as of today, is one of the oldest political parties. It's not the oldest. A party that has been in power for 16 years, a party that has produced governors, many that have produced leaders of refuge. You can't say that party will go into a thing.
Well, in Nigeria,
because because one or two people are misbehaving, if I'll use that word. I don't believe that will happen. So for me, I believe that the things will definitely take its course, but probably after the election petition.
So if I wait,
and he's not talking, and he's not just even in the PDP. If you look at the Labour Party, you look at what Apapa is trying to do, especially going to conduct his own congress in Lagos. So you see, these are challenges that opposition parties face, especially in a democracy like this. The opposition party would always face this kind of challenges. But for me, like I said, immediately the election petition cases are over, there will be a more harmonized, united political party. And I know there are conversations going on with other political parties, because the truth is you need a strong opposition party. If you have a very strong opposition party, trust me, people won't find it easy.
But some people believe that. Some people believe that. The more this is allowed to fester, the more the more dangerous it becomes for the party, the PDP. Recall that the chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Dr. Ganduje, after his inauguration as chairman of the party, had mentioned that there were talks and that the party would expand, bringing in more people into its fold. Now, with the likes of Governor Wike, who control, the minister, Nyesom Wike, who controls, or wields so much power in the polity, don't you think that the party may be losing a few members in a few days to come, considering what's going on?
Please, let me tell you, even if it's a few seconds to come and they lose members, it's nothing new. Even if, as I'm speaking to you now, they lose members, it's nothing new. It's not a big deal. People move from one political party to the other. It's not a big deal. I just told you today, the Labour Party did not have, the presidential candidate did not have one governor to his name. I don't know how many House of Rep members they had to his name. Not to talk of senators. But you saw the number he pulled when the election, the last presidential election. So the truth of the matter is, it is not so much about these big names of this one, former this one. Sometimes some of those big names is just to get you politically excited, especially you guys in press. So you people just report, so person dumps PDP, so person dumps Labour Party, so person dumps APC. At the end of the day, it's about the individual. It's about the performance of the person, the personality involved. So it has nothing to do with all these big names, former this, former that. There is no, it has nothing, to be honest with you. It's about the quality of the individual. How well have you performed for your people? What have you done when you were in power? Look at the quality of ministers that we have. Look at, for example, the Zamfara State governor, the former governor of Zamfara State. He's going to be presiding over Minister of Defense. Your country is planning on going to war in Niger. This is the quality of mind that you have for someone that's going to preside over the Ministry of Defense. So this government has made a lot of blunder in the last 2 months or thereabouts. They made a lot of blunders. So for me, I'm not. In fact, let me tell you the truth. I just want this election petition case to just come to a conclusion, so that the opposition party can now organize themselves and then face this government headlong. Or we go for a rerun, and of course, if you go for a rerun, you know the next thing that will happen. This government will not last if you go for a rerun. Citizens have now. This is a government that have shown a lot of confusion, from removing subsidies to thinking of bringing back subsidies, from dashing 8,000 naira to citizens to say they don't want to dash 8,000. Now they say it's either loan or they're dashing government 5 billion per state. It's just money for the boys. Policy somersault. So there are a lot of things that this government have done. You appointed minister, you've not even sworn them in, you already changed the portfolio. You had over 2 months for you to appoint your minister. It took you, 60 days, thereabout, or 30 days, I think, before you could announce the position of your minister. So if that law wasn't in place, possible that even to this very moment we wouldn't have even had ministers by now. So, so there's so many of these things that you see and you just feels like the president is not even prepared for governance. So that's why I said there are so many things that the opposition can latch on. It's just that the case in court is more or less we're waiting for it to just get done with.
Well, Nigerians would ask for how long, because if this case goes up to the Supreme Court, it's going to mean that all of this would last until October. By then, are you going to be sitting down as an opposition and allow government to continue to run the way that it's running if you don't like the way that it is running?
No, so let me explain something to you. The judgment, we're expecting the judgment hopefully by God's grace next month. The judgment must definitely come by next month. Right? Now, the Constitution says have 180 days and then you have 60 days. The judgment will definitely come by next month. Now, by the time the judgment comes, we are hoping that he's going to go for a run because the courts are going to another election. Because by every standard, by the cases that we have presented in court, both the PDP and the Labour Party.
Mr. Well, we need to be careful not to preempt, judgment. But then,
no, we are not.
If the presidential election petition rounds up, whatever it is, there is a possibility that the Supreme Court it will still go up to the Supreme Court.
I understand the tough situation that you guys are, especially those in the media circle. I, as an opposition member, I have every right to say and to wish that the elections are going to be annoyed. This is my own opinion. As an opposition party member, I have a right. Why am I going to court if I don't have an expectation that the election should be annulled? That means there's no need me going to court, or there's no need for my party going to court. So I'm speaking as a party member to say this is our prayer, and that's one of our prayers. The APC can come out today and say they believe that the court will give them justice. That's their own prayer. And I don't have any right to say you do not have the right to say that. That is their own opinion.
No, I'm just saying that even if the presidential election petition gives a ruling that favors your party, there is a big chance that it would go to the Supreme Court.
1 minute
and
remaining.
When it gets to the Supreme Court, we would also have.
Let me tell you, what that ruling does is that it galvanizes the opposition. It puts pressure on the right quarters. It galvanizes the opposition. It gives hope to the hopeless.
All right.
And
just hold that thought. Just hold that thought. We would have to reconnect and get talking some more. Well, the conversation continues. This is your radio experience. You can count on Eagles 102.3. We're talking this morning with Emmanuel Ime, member of the People's Democratic Party, looking at the fact that the party, the People's Democratic Party, which used to be considered the largest party in political party in Africa, may be going under as day goes by. With the look of things, it seems like the party is drowning its members, showing solidarity to the opposition, its own members as members of the ruling party, showing solidarity to the ruling party and its own members making cabinet, joining the cabinet of the ruling party. What does that say Former Governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, Minister of the FCT, is still a member of the People's Democratic Party. If this is allowed to continue, what's going to be the fate of the party? Wouldn't other members also be looking to go in that line, sabotage their party, and at the end of the day, get whatever it is that they want for themselves? That's the question on ground this morning. So what we're talking about. We're going to have your thoughts in 090-7353-0044 and 090-8766-8888. Good morning.
Morning, my friend.
Good morning, Paul. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much, my friend. And a big morning to your guest too. I like his submission, speaking as an opposition. But I have one question for him. If your party believes in the supremacy of the party, so why do you allow individuals to be more supreme than the party? Asking this question because Governor Uche will be in PDP and accept appointment from APC, it means he's more supreme than your party. Do you still practice that party supremacy? That's the question I want to ask. Secondly, my comment is on, you see, PDP is supposed to be one of the leading opposition in Nigeria. The pressure supposed to come from PDP, especially on government policies of the ruling party. If PDP would put this house in order, you see a lot of things will be challenged as an opposition. And most of these things, the governance will be more, you understand, they will be thinking that whatever decision they want to make, there are so many eyes on us. And then PDP is supposed to have walked past this level. So a party that has been in power, you just lost the center, lost the presidency, and everything just changed all of a sudden. Like what you said, it was the height of the shame that you are a PDP governor and you are congratulating your member of your party who has gone to accept position in another party, ruling party. He doesn't speak well of the party at all. So I just pray that PDP will put his house in order. Whatever the case may be, whether they win, whether they annul this election or not, you are supposed to put your house in order. That's the basic thing. Put your house in order. Nigeria, you have so many supporters, but you need to galvanize everything and look forward to what you are supposed to do, so that people will have more confidence. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Paul. I appreciate you joining in. We're going to take a few more calls and then we get back with my guest on the subject. Seems like a lot of Nigerians are, wondering what it is, what's going to happen, what the party will do, especially looking at the fact that the courts, the likes of Governor Wike had gone to court to stop the party from suspending them. What else can the party do, in such a situation? Mr. Ume, I'm going to ask you, in your opinion, what do you think the party can do to get, those who may have sabotaged the party, to pay for whatever sins they have committed against the party?
Wike went to court. I don't know, can you hear me very well?
Yes, we can hear you now. We can hear you.
Yes, Wike went to court, but the court said that the PDP has a right to suspend any of its members, especially when it follows, the rules and regulations of the political party. So we do have the right to suspend it. But to answer the callers, when he talks about party discipline, I agree with him. But you see, one of the meetings, the stakeholders meetings that we had, plan was whether to say, should many of the leadership leave, or should we just wait till we don't rock the boat till after the court proceedings? You see, my brother, it's easy to start some of these things, but you do not need some of these unnecessary distraction, especially when you know you've presented a good case in court. Suspending or disciplining anybody now will only give the person unnecessary ego for him to now start acting like as if he's one alpha or omega in the party. So if you say you want to, I'm not against suspending or disciplining members. How many members do you want to discipline now? That will be the topic of conversation. Before you know, call me and say, let's discuss this topic of this person that they've suspended. Meanwhile, we have a case in court, a very good case in court. Before you know, you go on all TV or radio stations, it will not be the conversation of PDP has suspended, PDP has done this. So why can't we just wait by next month? Hopefully, we are looking at probably first or second week of next month. Judgment will come out. Once judgment come out, we will now see where we are. Of course, we will go to Supreme. If it favors us, we are sure that probably the APC would go to Supreme. If it favors them, we will definitely go to Supreme Court. We have till October, November for the Supreme Court to now give decisions on the case. So all I'm saying is, you really have, and this thing didn't just start now. You know, unfortunately, when the leadership should have done something about it, they did not do anything about it. So if you say you want to start suspending now, you're only giving leverage to people that do not even need it at the end of the day. You know, you do not need it. Suspending Wiki, what is it going to do to you now? Your party is in court. That should be your main aim and objective. How to secure judgment from the court, especially presenting a good case to the court. So suspending is just going to be a distraction. And you do not have that kind of distraction. You're only making a center of attraction. You know. So for me, I believe, and answering your own question, that some of these things are not too difficult to do. But we're in a peculiar situation right now. And what is that situation? The situation is simple. We are focused on the court because we believe that we've done justice to the matter. I'm sure that anybody that followed this case knows that there is no way that this election will not be annulled. There's no way. We have presented the facts of the matter. We have done due diligence. Even when you say you want to go through technicalities, we've gone there. You want to go through facts, we've gone there. So let's see
what the courts decide. But what is this talk about, a merger between the PDP, the Labour Party, and NPP?
I am not against, at the first place, I do not see a reason why Peter Obi or Kwankwaso should have left the PDP. If they have decided to now find a way of discussing among themselves and forming a strong opposition, it is good and fine. I don't think, let them solve the modalities. However they want to solve the modalities, let them speak. Nigerians are suffering. And I can tell you for a fact, it is high time sometimes, let's start discussing issues that affect us. People are suffering. I've been to those radio stations several times. I know how it was back then compared to now. Do you know how bad it is that a lot of people can't go to their offices because they earn close to 30 or 40,000 every month? So only the transport alone has taken up all your salary. Not to talk of what will you now eat, what will you now feed on your family. So people are suffering. There's a lot of hunger in the land. Inflation today is at its highest peak that we've ever had. So for me, I'm more interested in seeing how we can have a strong opposition party that can challenge the policies of government, especially policies of government that are not favorable to the masses. Today, when Atiku spoke about, he gave a plan on how he would have removed subsidy. He gave a detailed plan. There are phases that he was going to go into before removing the final subsidy. Of course, he's a pro subsidy remover. But you had a government that came in from day one, removed it, without even looking into the books, looking into providing palliatives, looking into the issues that even before you remove subsidy, how is the government going to, or how the market going to react to you? You just remove it from day one. Today, we have the highest level of suffering that is going on in this country today. Now you're not saying you want to bring back subsidy. I hope you know here at Chaba, we are paying subsidy as of today because the landing cost of fuel importation is around 670 or thereabouts. That's the landing cost. And then your fuel that you are paying is 600 in Abuja, I think it's 620 or 690. In Lagos, it's 500 and something. So where is the differential? Who is paying for that differential? So we're paying for subsidy today, but the government doesn't want to come out and tell you that we're paying for subsidy. So these are the issues that are affecting the citizens. People are not being in fear and they're not being open. You remember there is a policy today, student loan. In actually, I'm asking you, which students do you know that have been able to access any loan?
Well,
Schools have
they
resumed.
say by next month, hopefully, maybe by
Okay.
October or
So
November,
we will see how many
that's going to
students
begin.
that will apply for that loan. These are the number of students that will get that loan. So these are the issues that are affecting Nigerians. You can't come out and say you're dashing 5 billion to state governors. State governors.
But
Yeah,
again,
let me tell
but
you, that money
again,
will
but
not
again,
even pay
that
any
money
issue.
went
Don't
to
need
there were
use.
the opposition party member governors at the National Executive Council, and they all agreed to get that money. So what is the
Yeah,
opposition
Nacho.
doing?
Yeah, Nacho.
What is the
Yeah,
opposition
Nacho.
doing?
I want us to understand something here. I have criticized an opposition governor, congratulating Governor Wike openly, and PDP is PDP. If some of us come out to speak, I'll come out and say, after all, these are governors. They will naturally want to accept policy of federal government. This is not policy of state. This is a policy of federal government. Basically, a policy of the federal government. So if you tell states now that you're going to give them money, you think they will tell you no? They need the money. They want to collect the money. But I'm speaking today as a patriotic Nigerian to say, what are the modalities? How is this money going to be shared to the local government, to the people that need this money the most? It's not about, because they are people. It's like you say, because they are. So, I just told you here today, PDP governor today can become a APC governor tomorrow. That happened. So, I will not come here and just because he's a PDP governor or because they are PDP governors and everything is correct. No. I'm speaking as a human being. I'm speaking as a citizen. I'm speaking as someone that's feeling the pain. Maybe you're not feeling the pain. I'm feeling the pain. I know the number of requests I get on a daily basis. And we're in opposition. I'm not in government. I don't have any access to funds. So we're finding a way of how citizens, the suffering we can reduce the suffering of the masses. For me, that's the most important issue as of today.
So I know that you made a case for waiting till after the courts decide before opposition begins or becomes an opposition to the federal government and actually begins to play that role of opposition. But then many Nigerians are waiting, like you mentioned. The pains are biting really, really hard. Let's get more callers.
When you say some of these things, Labour Party too is an opposition party. Like I told you, the same issue that is going on in Labour Party related to PDP. There are issues in Labour Party today. APAPA set up another caretaker committee in Lagos. In Lagos then. As of today, the NWC of Labour Party has splitted into two factions. So these are it's not just the PDP. That's why I said, if you look at the opposition party, their focus right now is at the court, especially when you know you have a good case. You will not focus on a distraction when you have substance looking at you, and then you're looking at the distraction and focusing on that distraction. It does show that you're not a serious person. These are issues that you can always, discipline of a party, you can always face it. What you are facing now is not something you can always face, which is court case. It's the one, after it's done, now it's done. You can always resist discipline of party members or any members. There's no law that says you can't resist it. But this is an issue that is looking at us now. So everybody is focusing on it. After this, then you will not see what will happen in the political firmament.
All right, let's keep our fingers crossed and see what plays out then. Join the conversation 090-7353-0044 and 090-8766-8888. I take that again, 090-7353-0044 and 090-8766-8888. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Speaker.
Good morning, Honorable Anthony. Good to have you join us.
Thank you so much. Politicians will always be politicians. Their interests to fall. We have been short-changed enough for so long. Politicians, they have been making fortunes out of so many Nigerian fortunes. They don't listen to us. They don't listen. We have been begging for a very long time. You can remember, is it not last 3 days, at the end of your program, he played a song by Timaya. Timaya is a living prophet. The guy did that song far back 2015 or 2016. He did that song. He was begging politicians that they should pity for law. Pity for law. And at the same time, he was also admonishing us as a common man that our own be our pity. And what we do to ourselves is even worse compared to what the politicians do. You see, these things keep going on like this because of one thing. Successive government policies that are anti-people. They don't care. If the feedback this politicians are getting from the masses is negative, what do they need to do? They just need to have a routine. Ask themselves, what have we done that is causing hardship and is causing pain? Ask those who have been in that position before, who did better. Ask them for questions. Ask them for answers. See how you can blend this thing and make it work. It is high time they understand that we are running out of patience. I want to beg the common Nigerians. I want to beg us. Whichever way we need to help ourselves, we should help.
Okay.
If you are in positions to help your brother, please help your brother. If you are doing well in your business, attach somebody who you feel is not doing well, help that person. We common man, we are the problem of ourselves. You see somebody doing well because of that person, you are angry with that person. You go and plant one or two, so that person will die. Why? Some people cannot go to that village. If you go to your village to build houses now, one uncle that is angry with you will kill you.
All right. Thank you,
We have so
Honorable
many
Anthony,
problems.
for
We have so
calling.
many problems.
Thank you.
Please, I want to beg, as soon as this program, as soon as you are running this program, please, you can still play back that song again so we can reflect.
All right.
So we can reflect.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you so much.
Appreciate
Thank
you
you.
calling in, Honorable Anthony. Let's get the calls coming 09073530044 and 09087668888. Make your contributions to the conversation, and we'd love to hear your thoughts regarding all that we've been talking about. My guest this morning has hammered on how well he knows that and supports that there should be some level of discipline in the People's Democratic Party, but again, at this time they cannot be distracted from the cause of their case in court. So let's hope that in the coming days we're able to find a situation where Nigerians are able to realize that it doesn't matter what party you belong. What matters is Nigerians and how their welfare is being catered to. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good.
My brother is a student.
Good morning, BB. Blessings.
Please, I hear for the last caller to say we love ourselves. It's true. We start no love with this government, like this Nigeria. I'm not sure that Nigeria they go nowhere. We too hate ourselves. Even though politicians they make us hate ourselves. Now we ask ourselves, if the politician will make us hate ourselves now, better day, can they remember anybody? Can they remember citizens? The answer say no. Where we love ourselves and we start truth, and that is how we go get free for bondage. Because as I dey look now, Nigeria dey for bondage. We go cause save them. We go first of all save ourselves first. We go first of all say no for politicians to use us, to use our head. We go first of all say no to politicians to make us kill ourselves. We go also say no, we love God and love people. Now people wey dey around us, how we take love ourselves, na it is go take move for us. E get this politician now wey dey dey, e get the particular people wey the see dey favour, e get the people wey the see no dey favour. Okay, issue of money now wey dem don give state to state, can imagine for now dem never see distribute the money o, before you know na that thing na e go sweep under the carpet. I'm crying every day after my birthday. Our road is no good. We go be politician now we go come and say, okay, the people start say, okay, our Nigeria, wetin we want, do our roads for us, secure our life. Now wetin we need. We not say give us food. We not say give us money. The money wey you supposed to give to us, take our payloads for us. so that we can have free mind to go to the farm, food will go there surplus. We will listen for us now. But when they enter there, they do another thing. They cannot listen for us. When it comes to vote, now the same poor people go still come out and will to hungry vote for them. But when they enter there, they no go listen for us. We always say whether they listen for us, we say that they listen. We prove, okay, prove for us. If they listen, all this money where they don't share now, let them put up for the refinery. They say no. Let them take a pay one for. They say no. How you go say make people believe you now? Say these people do to the listen for us. Okay, not be yet to weekend now. We dey remember what he do for Papa Court. He to say no do well. Nobody can remember him. But now he come for Abuja now. I'm begging for women. The women where they sweep. The people where they pack dustbin. Make them pay their way. Abuja is too dirty. No Abuja tell me. God will bless you. Yes, we can make listen for us. God bless you. God bless Nigeria.
Appreciate you calling in. Let's move on from some of these conversations. Let's talk about now the off-cycle elections. PDP, what is the level of preparedness of the PDP going into these elections? Bayelsa, Imo, Kogi, what is the PDP doing to ensure that maybe it gets back in, gets in the race and wins some of those states?
We're hopeful. We're hopeful that we'll do very well in the elections. We're hopeful that we're going to win at least two states. At least, we're hopeful that we're going to win. So we're working very hard. And like I said, we're hopeful that we're going to do very well in the election.
Well, with the cracks in the party, how do you intend to go into an election with these much cracks again?
I just told you sometimes, Senator. This is about the policy that you present to the people. Which of these people, for example, now with Wike be the person to come and vote for people in Kogi State or in Bayelsa or in Imo State? Is he the one that's going to, or is it Fayose that will come and decide who should vote for in any of these states? So it is the people, the policy that you present about the person. I've just told you already that these big names sometimes, even with crisis or no crisis, it is the person that they look up to. All they look at the person and they see the person and they believe in the person. It's not an issue. Some of these big names for me is not so much of an issue.
Well, let's hope that they're not so much of an issue, but because many political analysts would say Wike still wields a large control in the South. Even now that he is a minister, that control.
Let me tell you. Wike or no Wike will win by answer.
All right, let's keep on.
Call me back here.
Let's see what
this is
plays
me
out
being
there.
This is me being very vocal about it. Wike or no Wike will win by answer.
All right, let's bring in a caller. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Ifeanacho.
Good morning. My name is Ihanacho. Good to have you.
Ifeanacho Prince.
Yes.
How are you today, sir?
I'm very well. I'm glad you've joined us.
All right. This is over to Jesus on the line, sir.
Over to Jesus. Good to have you. Let's hear you quickly.
You see, this you was making a comment that times have come, Nigeria should not be looking at the place where the person is coming from, being the party. Either APC, either the Labour Party, either the anybody can come and just say the most important thing is somebody that can be able to give us what we are looking for. All right, to your own knowledge is okay, but the way you reason it is not the way those politicians are. Like Wike when they were doing election, Wike was just a PDP, and he is serving APC secretly and behaving a Labour Party at the same time. And definitely, you know what he's looking for. Definitely, what they give to him is the form of a payment. And if he continue like that, definitely, at the end of it, the thing will crash. That is not the way that it's supposed to be. As a politician, if you are white, remain white. If you are black, remain black. You see just somebody like RFI. All those ministers that they are appointed now, they are just using, if you watch, they are using it and pay them for what they have done. During the time of election, they are just compensate them. Right. That's what I understand there. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Over to Jesus. Mr. Mayor, what would be your final thoughts as we close this morning? What is it that you hope
for me,
to
Nigeria
see?
should be hopeful. And then hold your leaders. I've always said this: hold your leaders accountable. Hold your leaders, National Assembly, Senator, governors, local government, president. Hold all your leaders accountable. When you hold your leaders accountable, they will be forced to do the work that they need to do for you and citizens. Because at the end of the day, you elected them there. It is because of this mandate that you have given to them. That's why they are there. Without that mandate, they will not be there. Hold them. You are the Lord. You are the boss. They are your servants. The moment you are like citizens understand this, it becomes easier. But you keep seeing people that are supposed to be your servants, you keep loading them as your boss. And then the people that are supposed to be boss comes to become servants. Code your citizens. That's the only way you can change the narrative and bring better, democratic dividends to your people or to the people of Nigeria. Thank you for having me.
It's a good place to leave the conversation. Thank you so much, Emmanuel.
Thank you so much for having me.
PDP, thank you so much for talking with us. We really appreciate your time.
Thank you. And thank you to your listeners too.
As well. Thank you. And to everyone who's been a part of the conversation this morning, I'd say a big thank you. And let's do this again tomorrow at the top of the hour 9. We'll be talking more. My name is Ihanacho Prince. Business news comes up right next. And after that, it will be Martha taking over on the midday extra show. Keep it here with us. Honorable Anthony requested the song, so I'm just going to play the song for you while we wait for the news. Keep it here.